Here we go, team. No pain, no gain. Episode 5 of the Singapore Armed Forces, the making of a naval diver. Check out the original video in the description. Comment below what your thoughts are, what you want to see next, but let's get into it.
A combat diver may carry over 40 kilograms of equipment in an operation and may require swimming against strong currents and unpredictable sea conditions. So in order to be agile and nimble underwater with all that weight, they have to be very fit above it. Into their second week of combat diver training, the men are introduced to a series of physical conditioning and strengthening exercises that will push them beyond the limits of their physical endurance. Second Warrant Raj builds on their strength and stamina.
Like, carrying 40 kilograms is normal across the armed forces, especially if you're joining the British Army, the Army somewhere else, or some sort of specialist unit. It hurts. It hurts your shoulders. It hurts your back. It hurts your legs, especially when you're doing it over long distances. If you're going up an incline, it's going to hurt even more. You sort of have to just become numb to the pain. Yes, you obviously need to train yourself physically to make sure you're prepared for it. But no matter how prepared you are, when you start getting 8, 9, 10 kilometers in, even further, you're going at a slow patrol pace, it's going to hurt. But you just want to minimize that as much as possible. So obviously doing intense physical training, intense strength training is going to enable you to be better, fitter and stronger to carry those loads. How much they're sweating from the humidity in the training. So all that training is really, really good. It's going to make you fitter. It's going to make you stronger. Obviously, they've only showed one session there. Other sort of exercises you want to incorporate are definitely strength exercises, back squat. The step up, a weighted step up, is an absolute brilliant exercise for sort of getting used to tabbing and patrolling with weight. But yeah, just intense physical training, making yourself stronger is going to help you improve.
Every day is going to be harder. It's getting harder and harder. Yes or no? Yes, sir! You realize this, it's getting harder. Tomorrow morning, 5:15, 6K time run. And you fail, believe me, I will put you into the good spot. Go and find out what's good spot. You will never like it.
Being in the Goon Squad refers to the punishing extra training CDC combat divers course trainees have to undergo to ensure they pass the 27-minute passing time for the 6-kilometer run. 27 minutes, 6K, pretty quick. It is pretty quick, but it shouldn't be too hard. Someone going for a specialist unit like this. But yeah, not your everyday sort of person is going to be able to pass that. The training is hard enough as it is. So do you really want to be doing punishing extra training? No, you're not. So you want to be getting under that 27 minutes.
Okay, yes, sir. Keep the morale high. Let's get over with this week. Enjoy the weekend again.
I'll give it to that warrant officer though. He is in insane shape, insanely fit when you're watching him do this.
Yes, sir.
The men retire to their bunks for a quick, well-earned rest. But before that, some area cleaning takes their mind off training.
Get those block jobs done.
Strenuous. Yeah, and I think the training is very good because he makes sure we do it properly and he pushes us beyond our limits, especially the last set. So yeah, that's definitely not something I thought I would do by myself if I would be training on my own.
Yeah, just suck it up and then work for it. Since team building week is coming, we also have to train for it. Yeah.
Today we're doing our first breath holding activities, so it's a combination of drown proofing training and underwater knot tying. So I've been in the underwater knot tying group where we learn 3 basic knots, the bowline, clove hitch and reef knot, and we have to execute that underwater, including a 10-meter breath hold activity.
Building water confidence is part and parcel of naval diver training. The ability to tie a knot with a single breath hold under 5 meters of water is no easy task.
I've seen this in previous videos as well from other foreign militaries. It seems to be a very common confidence test, underwater confidence test, and something that they obviously do because they may need to do it in real life. It's got to be absolutely nails for the average person, so hats off to anyone who has to go through this training. I feel like I'm an alright swimmer. I can get around, I can swim in open water, I can sort of go underwater, I can hold my breath, but yeah, I think I would go into a bit of a panic mode and I'd have to go through some sort of breathing technique to calm myself down and things I've learned over my life, because to go underwater under one breath and to remember to tie a knot, especially if you're not someone who knows how to tie knots already, you can tie a standard knot, but to tie the 3 knots that they're teaching you while also holding your breath until you've really built up that confidence and you can tie that knot subconsciously, it's going to be hard.
In fact, it's one of the most challenging tests a naval diver trainee has to pass.
Yeah, I totally
to move
agree.
On to the next level. After a quick lesson on knot tying, the men jump in for a trial test. It takes more than lung power to stay underwater for a prolonged period, let alone tie a knot or 2.
So look how far they've got to swim. So you're obviously exerting oxygen.
It can be quite challenging, and you start to run out of air, and when you make mistakes, you start to panic. But it's also good training to teach yourself to calm down and be cool underwater.
They're remaining calm, these. Look at them, they're doing well.
Another group practices swimming with their hands bound behind their backs, dolphin style. This is to gear them up for drown proofing. It's a training that takes a diver's water confidence to a whole new level.
When you travel, keep your head facing down. If you're going to look up, you're going to cause resistance. This one no, resistance no. The body needs to be hydro. Keep it low. Chin on chest.
I think
This looks absolutely nails, and I've seen drown proofing before. I'd actually love to give it a go and do a video on it just to see how hard it actually is and to see how I do. Comment below if you'd like to see that. But that has got to, the tying and knot has got to be one of the hardest tests they do. But swimming with your hands bound and then the drown proofing exercise where, from what I've seen in previous videos, you bob up and down, has by far got to be the hardest test you've got to do. You've got to have nerves of steel. You've got to know how to keep yourself calm, and you've got to get that rhythm.
we'll be swimming more for the drum proving and knot tying. Yeah. So at night we are just holding our breath to practice our breath holding so that we can last longer in the pool.
Under the watchful eye of Warren Raj and his team, the men learn quickly.
It was actually quite scary because for once I actually felt really uncomfortable underwater, but in the end I just decided to just try my best. But there was a part during the drown proving session where the instructor had to pull me up. Yeah, so I'm very grateful that they were keeping a very close eye on me.
But this is just an introduction. As they become more confident, they will move to the next level. And some hammering is also thrown in for good measure, to remind the trainees a high level of discipline is expected.
Get out water, drop down.
Especially in a unit known for its high state of operational readiness and capability.
And I realized that when they yell at us, it's for our own good, and we usually deserve it.
Here, like you own the place, you own the place like that. 5-0 start now.
Always 50 push-ups.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, you want to put down, you swim on the surface and dive.
So I think if you go down, you touch the feet, then you...
The moment they came to us, they knew what to expect. Life is going to be even tougher. The 20 weeks is going to be really tough for them, but they've already tuned themselves into that. There's a lot of difference. I can see them growing up.
Wicked. Another brilliant episode and something I'm very, very interested in. I've always thought about doing a video on drown proofing just to see how I do and to see what it actually feels like, because it has got to be one of the most scariest things you can do. A lot of people in the world aren't confident in the water as it is. I would say more people are less confident and struggle than they are confident. So to be part of one of these groups, you have got to be in the top percent of people in the world. And to be put into, a body of water with your hands tied behind your back. And I think drown proofing, they tie your feet as well. And you've got to get some rhythm. You've got to basically just continue going. Even the swimming with your hands behind your back has got to be hard enough as it is, because if you do start to panic and get out of breath, you then start trying to move your arms around to save yourself, but your arms are bound. So then you start panicking even more, and it gets worse and worse. And it's just like a vicious cycle. So absolutely nails. And I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing that in the next episode. With the strength training, those circuits are really, really good. This was filmed about 9 years ago. But you want to add in, obviously, running. You want to carry weight and get used to carrying weight to strengthen yourself that way. If you want to get better at something, do it. But other things you can do in the gym, like I said, back squats, deadlifts, upright rows, and the step up. A weighted step up is a brilliant exercise to get you good at tapping and carrying and marching with weight. So if you do want to get better at that, there's some of the things that you can do. And ultimately, to get better at something, you've just got to do it. But yeah. Another good episode. Very interested to see what happens next. Hopefully you're enjoying this just as much as I am. Thanks for watching. See you soon.